Agriculture in Nigeria is beginning to take a different dimension, a new dimension, so to say. There is a common notion that certain crops do not grow here in Nigeria. But just to dispel that, it may interest you to know that even here in Rivers State, we are beginning to grow those crops that are said not to be grown here in Rivers State. Talking about strawberry. Well, that's my special way of saying welcome to this interesting episode of Away from Oil, Strawberry Farming. I am John Best. Now, in the year 2017, the world recorded the production of about 9.22 million tons of strawberry, and China led that record with 40%, followed by USA, that is 16%. Who knows? Maybe in the next record, Rivers State, Nigeria, will become the leading producer of strawberry. Well, that's what Away from Oil seeks to achieve, gradually redirecting our minds from that dependency on oil and then embracing agriculture for the betterment of the economy. Keep watching. The increase in strawberry farming on the plateau, especially the Chahar, a suburb in Vomluku government area of Plateau State, whose major occupation is strawberry farming, has dispelled previously held belief that it could not be grown in Nigeria. Nigeria has huge potential for strawberry cultivation, as it has been proven that its agroecological weather condition is favorable.
Talking about strawberries, a lot of people believe that strawberries cannot grow in Port Harcourt or in the tropics, but this is a case study to prove that it is something that can grow, and besides it growing, it has a very high return on investment. If you can invest about 300k, you have 800,000 at the end of the day, so you're having about 150% profit margin.
Our goal is to make agriculture cheap for the Nigerian masses. Basically, we don't want that mentality that things that cannot grow in the north cannot grow here. It's possible, just the right approach, it will work. And we've had several successes. So one of our successes is strawberry. So Mr. Harry approached us that, okay, let's come and do it in Port Harcourt, because before now we've test run it in all the states in Nigeria, but not really on a commercial scale. So Mr. Harry said, okay, let's test run it in Port Harcourt. Let's see how it's done. So this is one of the numerous sites we have in Port Harcourt.
Since the cultivation started a few years ago, strawberry has now found love in the hearts of many, and it is now the most important produce that shapes the economic power of the farmers, even here in Rivers State amidst other states of the Federation. The process of cultivation is unique, as methods and techniques applied to grow the crop differ from one stage to the other.
Aside from seed planting, strawberry actually propagates itself through asexual means. What it means is simple. As this plant is, it shoots out another plant. Now, if I should leave this plant, it keeps shooting till anytime it stops shooting. So basically, what I'm going to do is simple. Now, these plants are still like, it's by the second month that it shoots out. So this is the second month. So invariably, this is 2 months old. Now, at this stage, what I'm going to do, if I should have these runners, I'm going to plant this one in this bucket. Place this runner in another bucket. You understand? So and then place the third one in another. So we're having 3 plants from one. Now when they approached us, they said they wanted to do much. I was like, no, don't do much, because if you do much, strawberry plants will outrun the space allocated to it, because it shoots out. Like this one is giving out 3 already. So let's say you're doing 500, and each of them shoots minimum of 2. That's at the end of the day, you're having 1,500 plants, so which is not really advisable. So it's just something you start with minimum, because if you do 50, at the end of the year, you are supposed to have minimum of 750 plants from 50 plants. So if all things goes well, you have 750 plants minimum. Let's say you're doing 1,000. So I'm just going to plant this for you. Then we'll start from somewhere.
What's the run?
So I'm going to plant this. So as it is like this now, what I'm going to do is simple. It's strawberry is not like your corn that you just place anyhow. There's what is called crown in strawberry. You understand? The crown, strawberry grows from the center. It doesn't grow by the side. Unlike other plants that grow by the side, it grows from the center. So if I should place this soil plant anyhow and cover it up with soil, it dies off. So I'm going to plant it in the way that, if you notice, remove this, I'll remove this, then free it up a bit so that the roots has easy penetrability into the soil. Then it's a very simple thing. I place this into the soil, then covers it up, then cover it up, while carefully avoiding the crown. It's actually called crown from being covered with sand. So when I place this now this is a runner. These are now plants on it. So if you look at it, the roots are still coming out. It's because why it's like this is because ideally when it starts shooting out runner, what I'm supposed to do at the initial stage when it's still like this is to place it into the soil. So as this root is coming out, it keeps developing, but we didn't place it into the soil. So what we just did is this one. We are going to fill up another one, fill up this one again. I told you we are using sharp sand because the bucket is quite deep. So I'm going to place this into the soil. Then another thing why we do this one is to cover up the surface of the soil because of algae and the light. They grow on this type of soil very well, which is not really good to it. Yes, because of fungi. So I'll place this, move this closer, then peg this into the soil.
And still expose the crown.
Yes, and still expose. So in less than 10 days time, all things being equal, this is supposed to have at least developed to at least, even not this stage, but this stage in less than 10 days. In 10 days time, let's just make it at 10 days time. Then I'll place this one again. I'll further place it. I'm not digging it deep into the soil. I'm just placing it on the soil. The roots will find its way to develop itself. Then I'll place the second one into the soil. So basically, one plant has given me two plants.
The seeds, it's very technical. There's what we call a germination test, where you plant 100 seeds and you see how many would germinate. So we found out that most times it's difficult within this our terrain. So what we did was that we now had to bring in a new species called the everbearer species, whereby, but even at that, we had to still put them in a greenhouse in Jos. We had to start the greenhouse and developed them into seedlings before they were now brought into Port Harcourt. So they had already built resistance, and we've done the germination test to make sure that they are alive. So we guarantee anybody that is even going into this scheme that we are not giving you seeds. We are giving you already a sprout, a seedling that eventually once you nurture it well, put good manure. We also have an organic fertilizer that we also add. It's a soil conditioner. Then we also encourage people to use dry compost manure, like dried chicken droppings, cow dungs, and the like. But it has to be dry for you to apply. But you don't apply it immediately. So the first things first is for us to do the germination test, get the sprouts before we now bring them here. When you talk about transplants, the first things that we did was that we had to make sure that they are green, they are growing well, they've shot out. You've seen the sprout is looking gloomy. Even as it is here, it can grow successfully because initially they were on the wall. So, but now we found out that they were not well perforated, and the rains. So we noticed that the bottom soil did not allow it to drain out effectively. So at the moment for the transplant, the first component we're using, we're adopting small flower buckets that we're using. They are also going to be perforated to make sure that it drains out water effectively. Then we're also putting sharp sand at the base so that the drainage process is fast-tracked, because strawberry does not like too much water, and if water clogs on top, it will now have the red shoot disease. That if you look at it and you're now seeing that the stems are getting red, you know that that's the red shoot disease, and it's one of the causes is lack of excess water or lack of nutrients. So that's the basic process.
Distilled from the purest natural springs. With your health in our minds, through the finest bottling process, retaining all core alkaline minerals. We bring you purity undefiled. Water that not only refreshes, water that suits the soul. Vintage premium table water, the perfect true taste of water. Available in 50 cl, 75 cl, and 1.5 liter bottles. Vintage water, as nature intended. Head office, Kilometer 2 Ahoda Road, LLA, Ikwere Local Government Area, River State, Nigeria. For more inquiries, please call 0703 699 8416 or 0818 574 2785.
At the end of every harvest, a farmer does not need to buy the seedlings every farming year. Vines after production can be transplanted as seedlings to another plot in the new farming season, and this does not place any burden on the farmer each planting season. As the saying goes, strawberries do not die. Strawberry can be cultivated anywhere and anyhow, but the soil must not be too moisty. This is why, at the moment, here in River State, strawberry cannot be sown directly to the soil.
Now the beauty of strawberry plant is I can have strawberry all through the year. This is already 2 months, so it's giving me this one. So in 4 months time, when it's 2 months away from this one, I'm already harvesting this one. You understand? This one is not up to a month. So when I cut it off, in 2 months time, it's still giving me the same runner. So it's a circle. So in 2 months, I'm harvesting this one. Then this one, 2 months, it's just two months gap.
You
so
just continue.
So the difference is every 2 months, I'm getting new buckets. Our research showed that we can harvest strawberry all through the year. But averagely in Nigeria, they harvest strawberry between October, November, December. That 3 months. Then it spins over to April, May, June maximum, because that's when the rain is at its peak, because it doesn't like rain. But they do it on the ground, so it's always flooded, and then it has red shoot disease and the likes. So but if you are doing it in a greenhouse or in a place where the rain it's well drained, every 2 months you should be harvesting. With the circle I've explained, you can keep having strawberry harvest every time. And once again, with strawberries, 50 stands can give me 5 to 10 kgs weekly. 5 to 10 kgs of strawberry weekly. And I know that in Port Harcourt here, about 250 grams is about 1,000, at least about 1,500, something like that. So we're having 5, let's just peg it at 5 grams, 5 kg weekly. And that's about 20 units of 250 grams in it, times, it's a source of income.
If you look at this particular product, plants right now, you see that it has started developing runners, and each of these runners can be transplanted. Each of these are already individual plants of their own. They can be transplanted like this, but at the moment, if you transplant them, you will just place this particular point into the soil and you leave it for a while, and you find out that these shoots here will turn out to be roots, and it can be independent plants of their own. Then you can cut it off. So, or if you don't want to, you just leave it. If it's on the wall, it will stick to the wall and be an independent plant to flower and produce. So one strawberry plant can give you as much as possible. And at the end of the day, if you look at this other one now, you're seeing it that it's also coming out and the runner is still going. So this particular runner also has another point here that is also going to produce. So this particular runner can give you 10 individual plants out of the parent source. So that's the beauty of strawberry. Strawberry is blessed by God. We developed a business plan for this, a micro business plan for this, that with as little or as much as 300,000, you'll be able to make 800,000 at the end of the day. And the simple calculation is that 50 stands can effectively give you 10 kg worth of strawberries weekly after you harvest. You are expected to harvest from your 4th to 5th month.
Amidst so many other benefits of strawberry in terms of wealth creation, enhancing financial status of an individual, strawberry farming is one quick and sure way to empower our youths as a way of reducing youth restiveness and other social vices.
There's a notion that the Niger Delta people are lazy. They have this mentality of entitlement where they want to wait for either to collect water hyacinth money from NDDC or to chase around one politician. But instead of these politicians to be throwing money around people, like personally, I'm someone that I'm against the concept of water hyacinth, because I don't see it is not something you can measure. You just dash people money, they carry the money to beer parlors and do frivolities with it, where you can't even measure what they've achieved. I would rather they come up to set up farms for these people and let them manage their farms, or even if they don't want to do it that way, they get the consultant and do what we call agribusiness cluster. Get the farm as a cluster, and we operate what we call agricultural residual income or passive income, whereby each person that has a portion of land has a particular amount that they will be getting weekly or monthly. Maybe even if they don't want to go and do the product, the farming themselves, a consultant will do it, and at the end of the day, they will have their account numbers, that whatever will be coming out from that their own portion will be paid into their accounts. Without all they just need to do is to come watch. I think that's even a better way of empowering people than carrying 2 million naira to give people and it's not even measurable.
I actually started mine as a student, and everybody's also a student in life. Think into things that are not common. If you have strawberries here, let's say I'm not really only advising strawberries, I'm not only advising cassava, apple, but I'm advising things that are not common. That way you're able to make your money before the crowd. Believe it or leave it. In Nigeria, there are those that can sleep and wake up. They will do it on 10,000 hectares of land. It's not a problem to them. The resources are there. But you don't have the resources. How will you survive as start something aside? Before those people that can do 10,000 hectares at once wake up, you've made your money and you've gone into another thing.
Strawberry, not very common in our side here, but surprisingly it's becoming quite common, because the cultivation of strawberry is going round even across the country to some places where we felt initially that the climate could not support strawberry. It's a fruit that is known to almost everyone and we cherish it so much. But the constraint is that previously, before now, people felt that we cannot grow it in Nigeria. A little where it's grown is in Plateau State. That is before now. But recently, strawberry is being grown across the country in every state. There is this species that is adapted to our climate here. At least I have seen one and I have gotten one, and I'm a strawberry farmer now. One of the problems we had is that the overemphasis in our oil sector. Every person, even our students in the department now, we see that most of the students we have in the department here, they didn't apply to agriculture initially. They only came here because they were not able to secure admission, maybe in engineering and all other courses. We neglect agriculture so much without knowing that agriculture has so much for us. A sector that is employing almost more than 60% of the population is a very viable sector. So for strawberry, most of our youths are unemployed now. Most of our youths that are unemployed, many of them are still looking for white collar job without knowing that what they are looking for up there is lying below, just before them. So for me, I will say that strawberry has a lot of profit, a lot to contribute to the economy of the nation. One is that employment, looking for something. Those youths who are looking for employment could go ahead, go into the farming of strawberry. You know how much an apple today is? How much? It's about 150 naira. A little about 2 kg of strawberry is more than 1,000 naira. So if one can cultivate strawberry at the backyard and the fruits within between 4 to 6 weeks you begin to harvest. So you see, it's very viable. It's something that our youths can go into in commercial scale, and they will be able to take care of themselves.
The health benefits of strawberry cannot be overemphasized.
Strawberry is a rich fruit in nutrients, and it is these chemical properties that gives it its health benefits. It's rich in vitamin C, it's rich in manganese, potassium, it also contains folate, and each of these nutrients have particular health benefits they render to the body. But if we are to list out, just mention so that people will understand health benefits of strawberries, some of them include they are rich sources of antioxidants, and antioxidants help fight free radicals that damage healthy cells in the body. So when you eat strawberry, you are consuming antioxidant. Vitamin C is actually an antioxidant vitamin. And then it neutralizes the effect of these free radicals. Free radicals come into our body system from pollution, smoke. They are all these molecules that are not meant to be in the body system. So when they go in, they find a place to stay and start working, thereby damaging healthy body cells. So the antioxidants that we eat, we get from these fruits such as strawberry and other fruits, will help neutralize their effect. It's also good in skin health, improve skin health, consumption of strawberry, because the vitamin C in it, the body uses it to produce collagen, which is essential for maintaining soft skin and springy skin. In other words, I'm encouraging and advising people to eat strawberries, or all forms of berries, but particularly for now strawberries because of its high vitamin C content, its high antioxidant properties that help improve or promote and sustain good health in man.
Strawberry can be used to produce so many things such as ice cream, cakes, and drinks. Do not grow strawberry on land where okra, tomatoes, pepper, and garden eggs were planted before in the previous season because of the susceptibility to verticillium that are controlled through crops rotation only. Should I take? Maybe this. Yeah. Now, strawberry farming is an interesting one from what I've gathered here. From the time of planting to about 5 months, you start harvesting. And harvest could continue for about 20 weeks. You know what? Just a kg of this could get you 6,000 naira. And imagine when you sell about 10 kgs, 10 kilograms. That's a whole lot of money. Young people, old people, everyone, we need to go into this. Let's help the economy. Let's make Nigeria a better place. Let's make River State what it should be. Thank you very much. My name is John Best. Let's meet again another time for another interesting episode of Away from Oil.
Ibinabo